Hey guys, Steven here back with another video, and today I'll be teaching you how to get clients. There's a couple methods that I use personally, and there's one in particular that really helped me get a lot of emails, a lot of messages about photo shoots, video shoots, stuff like that. And then there's a couple of things that people probably don't want to do, but still help them get clients in the long run, not necessarily the short run. Things like building a brand, putting out content, and are actually usually things that potential clients factor in when choosing a person to hire. This was actually a very requested video. I have a thread going on Twitter where I reply with a couple of video ideas. People upvote with a like or retweet, and they comment their own, video suggestions, videos they want to see. If you want to add your own suggestions or you want to vote for some video ideas that you want to see, make sure to check the Twitter link in my description. So for the first piece of advice I could give to anybody providing services, whether this is graphic design work, photo, video, directing, social media marketing, whatever you do, is to put your contact email or info in your descriptions, in your bios, on your social medias like Twitter, Instagram. There's a lot of times where clients will try to reach you through messages and you just won't reply, or you won't see it, or maybe they'll comment on one of your photos or videos and you just won't see it because there's too much clutter, or they don't see an email and they just don't know how to reach you. They'll just go right to the next person. This has happened to me a lot personally. I've experienced this where I've been trying to get an intro from somebody, but I don't see any email or any contact info that I can reach them at. This is a really big factor. Also, putting out your work, like a portfolio or website they can check out. A lot of times they'll be referred from friends, or they've heard about your name somewhere, but they can't see your work, so they can't really hire you because they don't know if your work is quality or it's what they want. So putting out a website or portfolio can be really helpful. There's a couple of website builders you can use, a couple of websites that build portfolios like Behance, Carbon Made. I personally use Format.com for my personal website and blog, so make sure to check those things out and make sure you have those two things in your descriptions, in your bios, just in case there's a situation when a potential client needs that information. Tip number 2, which probably helped me the most, probably got me the most emails, messages, requests like ever, is posting ads onto Craigslist and websites like those. There's a website in Canada called Kijiji.com, which is very similar, and I've gotten a lot better responses and stuff like that through that. But basically, you want to reply to every single ad that talks about wanting a photographer, hiring a photographer. You want to reply to everything with your rates, with your portfolio, with your social media, and also you want to post ads of your own. So if you're a student, this will help a lot. Put student videographer, photographer, graphic designer in the title of the ad, because a lot of people are looking for cheaper work, so they'll search up student, videographer, photographer, and you'll get a lot more emails from that. If you're not a student, this will still work. There's a lot of people looking through these websites to hire people on the cheap, or they don't know the right people for these types of positions, so they're looking for people online. It's a really good idea. So what I've done is I post 5 ads a week. The title is like student videographer, music videos, weddings, stuff like that. The description is my rates, my website, and on average per week I probably get like 10 emails regarding photo shoots, video shoots, my rates, my websites, my work, just people contacting me by doing this. So I really recommend this method. Just find websites that are very similar to Craigslist and use Craigslist as well. If you're in Canada, I really recommend Kijiji.com. I'll leave everything in the description. The third tip is how most people get their clients is through other people. So as you know people. The people you know is very important. Sometimes the best photographers, the ones that get the most clients, work with the biggest name people, aren't the best photographers. They're just the photographers that know the right people. So what I want you to do is just talk to a lot of people, attend events, and introduce yourself to everybody when you enter a new, environment. So if you're going to an event, say hi to everybody, introduce yourself. If you're meeting a new group of friends through mutual friends and stuff like that, say hi, introduce like, hey, I'm Steven, connect with people over social media. What I usually do, and I mentioned this in my previous video about how to grow on Instagram, is I'd go on the location option where you can search by location. I go to Toronto, Ontario, or Mississauga, Ontario, or Milton, Ontario, anywhere in my local area, and I'd see the most popular people. I contact them, reach out to them, collaborate with them, provide my services, stuff like that. So really just reach out to as many people as you can, put yourself in a position where people know you, talk to a lot of people. Also tying in with this as well is let people know what you're doing. Don't be shy about, pursuing this photography, this video, this graphic design career, right? Because if they're ever in a position where their friends are looking for, a creative person for a particular position, or they're looking for, an intro maker or a director, they can reach out to you. A lot of times when people need these services, they first look at their friends or anybody they really know, not the most professional people, the most, popular people. They usually reach out to people they know in their circle, people who have mutual friends. So by letting people know that you are a photographer, they can reach out to you if they ever need one. So don't be shy to post your video content and photo content onto Instagram, YouTube, these other platforms. Even if your friends don't like it, just putting it out there, somebody will remember that you do photography, you do video, and whenever they need those services, they can contact you. Like when you meet somebody new or you're just getting into conversation with somebody else, you know, and they ask about interest, say you're interested in these type of things. Don't be afraid, don't be shy, post it on your Snapchat. I know when I first started off, I was pretty shy with, you know, posting about my content onto Instagram, Snapchat, stuff like that. I'm a lot more open to that now. I thought it'd be weird if my friends saw me like on YouTube and all that sort of stuff, but it's actually helped me out. Now all my friends know I do photo and video and graphic design work, so now I've been getting a lot of requests from friends whenever they do need something done. So my friend Kyle actually trains at a boxing gym, and I made a video for his boxing gym because he knew them, he knew I was a videographer, photographer, and he connected me with them. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there are some things that are gonna happen in the long term rather than the short term, and some things you actually have to wait for. The clients won't come in, you know, all at once, but one thing that can really help you out is posting content and providing value. So just making tutorials, giving advice to people similar to what I do can really help you get clients, because people know that you're really passionate in what you do. You're not afraid to help people out. You're actually a real, you know, nice, genuine person. The first photo shoot I got was actually through my YouTube channel. The client saw my work, saw that I knew what I was doing, saw the behind the scenes, saw everything I was doing, and knew that I was serious about what I was doing because, you know, I started a YouTube channel. I post frequently. I put a lot of content out. They could see a wide variety of my work, and so they hired me. Another reason why posting content is very important is because a lot of these things can go viral on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, stuff like that. And there's an increasingly high demand for social media work for graphic designers. There's increasingly high demand for photos and videos and content for artists, for public figures. Nowadays, people make money off of their brands, their personal image, right? So by hiring graphic designers, photographers, videographers, they can increase and improve their brand image. So these things are in high demand. So if you post, you know, a cover art on Twitter and it does very well and people see it, there could be a music artist that sees it and hires you for their album artworks and their song covers. Same thing goes with photographers and videographers. Maybe you do a photo shoot with, let's say, a model, right? You post it on Twitter, Facebook, a Musical.ly star, a YouTuber sees it and they need the same content for their Instagram, they'll hire you. And let me just say, if you're a graphic designer, you have to be on Twitter. Twitter is a big platform for graphic designers. There's a whole community there. So I really recommend that if you're on Twitter, you should be there and you should post content, because the graphic design community actually cares about each other, right? They retweet and share their posts all around Twitter. There's also graphic design teams. There's, you know, gaming teams you can work for. There's just a lot of opportunities available for getting discovered by somebody, really. The next tip is to use things like Twitter search, Instagram search to really find potential clients. So what you can do is go on Twitter, search up looking for a videographer, looking for a photographer, looking for a director, and people who've tweeted that same phrase will pop up. You can contact them and boom, potential client. You can search up looking for an intro, looking for a banner. And if you do those things, you can say, oh, I do that, DM me, email me, and they'll contact you. This also helps them out because they don't have to reach out to you and find you, you find them. And it's way more likely that you find a client than a client finds you, especially if you have a smaller following and you don't really have a lot of clients in the past and you don't really have a lot to show for. This can be a really cool method. On Instagram, you can search up, you know, hashtags for like Instagram model if you're a photographer. Search up Toronto model, New York model, LA model, and these models from those cities will pop up. You can contact them and maybe they'll pay for a photo shoot. I know a lot of directors do this with SoundCloud rappers and a lot of, you know, Atlanta rappers and Toronto rappers, Raptors, not rappers. They'll search up those hashtags, those artists will pop up, they'll contact them, boom, a new client. The second last tip I have for you guys is take advantage of the time you're currently in. Is there a trend going on? Did an album just release? Did something just happen in the world? Create content around that and it could go viral. It's very likely it'll go viral. What I see a lot of graphic designers do is they'll make alternative cover arts for people who just released an album or a cover or a single. Those things will go viral. If there was a concert that just popped off in Toronto, I remember when Drake had the OVO Fest in Toronto, there was a lot of photographers that blew up because of it. A lot of the photographers posted photos after, got reposted by Complex, by Hypebeast, by Highs Noviety, by Double XL, by Worldstar, and they got a lot of clients off of that because they were quick to it, right? They posted right after the concert. They posted right after their album drop. It doesn't have to be those things either. It could be like there's a trending hashtag and you can make some sort of content revolving around it. So if it was like National Hamburger Day, right? You can make a hamburger animation animation or a hamburger, vector, logo, or I don't know. There's unlimited possibilities here. Also, you can take advantage of holidays. So if it's a holiday, you know, next week, you can give discounts and promotions or just hype up your services, give an incentive for people to purchase your services, pay for your services. That's a great way to get clients as well, because people are much more likely to spend money, you know, during holidays like Christmas. You know, a lot of people buy stuff during Christmas, so maybe they'll feel like really happy and all, and you're providing a, you know, discount, and they will always wanted a photo shoot. They can reach out to you then because it's the perfect opportunity. They've always wanted a photo shoot. They want to spend money. There you go. The last tip I can give, and some people have mixed feelings about this, but it's doing free work. And I'm saying doing free work until the point where you don't have to worry about getting clients. Like, there's some people in positions where they get clients all the time, like they get requests and inquiries all the time, and they have the option to turn some down. But at a position where you're just starting off and you want to get exposure and you want to get potential clients to look at you, you want to be doing free work for small influencers, medium-sized influencers in your city. And this is whether they ask you to or not. Like, for example, if you see that their thumbnail game is weak, then why don't you make them thumbnails, especially if you're good at that stuff? If they're tweeting about how they need a YouTube banner, why don't you make them a YouTube banner? The only downside to all of this is that you have more experience and that you created something for yourself. The upside is they'll use it, or they'll retweet it and share it, or somebody could find you off of that work, like maybe somebody else retweeted that wasn't them, or it's something to add to your portfolio. There's really no downside, and even though it may take a long time, right, I think the pros outweigh the cons over there, right? And also a great way to work for big influencers, I've done this a lot, is emailing or DMing them on Instagram. So just provide your services upfront. Say, I do this for free. If you like the services, we can work on something paid later. So what I did with Kaylin Nicholson was I did a free photo shoot for her. She has like 1 million subscribers, and then now I'm gonna be working for her videos. Like, I'm working on her videos, video production, that sort of stuff next month, and that's paid. So you can see how I got a client off of that. And then a YouTube friend of hers who also has like 700,000 subscribers contacted me about buying stock footage. And also the next time she comes to Toronto, she'll be hitting me up for a photo shoot. And yeah, that's my advice on how to get clients. It's really helped me out lately. I've been doing photo shoots every weekend. I can't really do it during school because of school, obviously, and I'm doing daily uploads now and daily podcasting, all that sort of stuff. So it really crams in my schedule. But the weekends I've been just creating content. I've been doing photo shoots, video shoots. I did a music video shoot 2 weeks ago. I did one last weekend. I'm doing a photo shoot this weekend. And yeah, if you need any advice or anything like that, feel free to email me, message me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and I'll make sure to reply. Also, you can call in onto my Anchor and I can reply to any questions. Check my Anchor in the description. It's basically my podcast. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Steven, and I'll see you in the next one.